Welcome into Coach's Corner. Jordan Woodruff with you on this episode. We're talking track once again as we got the head boys coach, or girls coach,
okay.
my bad,
Yep,
Brad Parent
right.
with us. We got boys coach coming in a little later with Steve McHenry. But track and field, you got coming up conference and then right into regional and then after that state. So these next 3 weeks are really big weeks.
Really big. Tomorrow is conference. Weather permitting, who knows? We were supposed to go yesterday to Edmond North for a little tune-up, JV-wise, but it's rained out. We had another one just for throwers to go to Chisholm, and it got rained out, so kind of bummed out about that right now. But yeah, it's okay. Like I said, conference is tomorrow, and we've got few girls that can't go. Injuries. It's always the injury bug.
Yeah, well, you talk about the weather, and here's the thing that's interesting is this isn't like isolated to Ponca City. This is a statewide. So you're not really losing a whole lot because hardly anybody else is getting to do tune-ups either.
Right, exactly. So it'll be just fine. We've had maybe one, I think, canceled this year. I think it was at the beginning of the year with Deer Creek, but we're kind of used to that. But yeah, everybody's in the same boat. You're not getting a little warm up before conference to get it in. So
I like the use of same boat with all the rain going on.
There you go.
We needed the rain though, so that's probably the good thing, even though it is affecting a lot of our outdoor sports.
Right.
Now, when it comes to what you've seen over the last couple of weeks since we talked, who do you feel really good about going into your conference and then ultimately your regionals next week?
I felt good with 2-3 girls doing a real good job this year. Kira Allison. She's running the hurdles, 300 hurdles for us. She had a little pause there for a little while during the year, but she's come back and she's gotten back into the groove and she's feeling pretty good. She's had her, I want to say her best time was around a 52-ish in that area, so not running too bad for not being full into it all year long. Brianna Lee, who is a discus and shot putter for us, doing a heck of a job, and she's the one that signed with Cali early in the year, so looking forward to seeing what she's going to be able to do. We got a few runners. Cadence Hartle's a freshman this year, but started out a little slow, but really proud of her. She has just come on and done a really good job for us so far. And then Jakaya Colbert is a girl that's out of softball right now that actually she joined us at the first of the year and just said, hey, can I come and work out? Not wanting to run track, just want to stay in shape for softball. And then by about the third meet, she's like, hey, I want to go. I'm full into this. Let's go. So she got into it and interested, and she's actually running a 1 for us, 100, and running on our 4x2 relay. Not sure if we're going to get to run the 4x2 relay with all of our upper kids, because our upper kids just limited to Kira right now. Right. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take our freshmen and basically compete in the freshman area and try to go in at that right there. So we're going to use our 4x1, our 4x2 with our freshmen this year. Kira Allison's our only junior that is a sprinter, so she's kind of said, hey, we're going to take you off relays. We're going to put you in the 1 and the 2 and the 300 hurdles and go from there with the varsity. But, we got quite a few freshmen out, so we're going to hit that hard.
Sounds like a lot of good experience for those freshmen. And that being said, I always like to ask, some days, and you can kind of see it coming as a coach, maybe there's a sleeper in there. They haven't had that big event, but they're really close to breaking free.
Right.
Is there any girls like that for you?
Aubrey Varner. I hope I said her name right. I miss these girls' names. I try not to say first names because I am a last name guy, and I've already said first names last time. And like Brianna, she got me. She said, Coach, my name is Brianna, not Brianna. I said, you're right. I screwed that one up. My fault. So they're hitting me all the time. But Miss Varner, freshman girl, another softball player, had a knee injury earlier in the year, but has come on strong. She runs the 4x2. The 200. Just lately, she said, "Hey, I want to run the 4." She is highly competitive. Has done a great job for coming back from her knee injury. So she's kind of a sleeper type. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what she can do.
Yeah, well, and the other thing, you talk about all these sports, and that's one thing I really like about Ponca City is the coaches are willing to share the kids in sports, which isn't like that everywhere.
No.
But you get done with your regionals and everything, and then I talked to Coach Mack about this a couple of weeks ago. You guys turn right back around, and all you guys have football stuff.
Coming up.
So it's like you go right into being a head coach, and then all of a sudden you go right into being a pivotal point and an assistant for football. So there's no rest until about the end of May, right?
I hadn't got any rest. Yeah, I was telling my wife the other night. I said, "Oh my gosh," I said, "I'm getting older. This is getting rough. 3 sports. This is tough." And then I got to turn around. Right after regionals, we turn around. Spring football starts on Monday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you're hoping to have kids in state before,
that
same week.
Yeah, and if we're in state, we got all that to go. So, who knows? It's going to be busy.
Yeah. So, I mean, you look up and think it's gone by real fast, though, when it's all done. I mean, that's one of the good things, right? It's like, hey, it's gone by and it's been rewarding.
Well, that's what I told coaches yesterday. We were all talking. I said, golly, this is conference, and then we got regional. We're done. I said, it doesn't. This went really fast. But when you're having a good time, you got good coaches around you, it goes fast.
Well, and it's kind of interesting with the girls' track because you said you don't have a lot of seniors.
Right.
So it's a little different because it really gets a little special when you have those groups of seniors that are leaving that big class. But you really don't have that with girls' track, a lot of younger ones.
A lot of younger ones. Like I said, Brianna Lee, she's a senior thrower. And there, I want to say, Emma Strong, she's a senior sprinter this year. She's injured. She's not going to be able to run anymore, but she's involved with volleyball. She's got a scholarship to go play volleyball. Great for her. She got injured early, kind of halfway through the year, and she came to us and she said, "Hey, do you want me to run?" And I said, "Well, I tell you the truth. You got a scholarship to go play volleyball. That's your sport. You're not going to run anymore. Let's get healed up so you can go play volleyball." Great girl. Glad she came out this year and got to meet her. So there's 2 seniors there. And I think that's all I've got.
It's crazy. I mean, is that different? You don't really usually. I mean, especially a 6A school and track, you're going to have 5 to 10 seniors usually, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and just having 2 this year. I think last year we had 5. So it's way different. Now you sit there and you get to think, hey, got all these freshmen, got all this experience and all these varsity meets. Start getting excited for the future. 8th grade girls went with them for 2 meets this year. They really got some good runners down there. So future kind of starting to look bright and starting to build. So ready to go for that.
That being said, it's for every coach. But, you talk about the future and you see some of that future building. Is it harder maybe in some other sports to keep them involved in track sometimes when they're playing multiple sports? So what's it like in that respect? Because you got a kid, they may say track's the side sport, it's not the main sport, and then by the time they're a junior, they want to focus on that one sport. So is that sometimes a challenge for you?
It is a challenge, and we have had that happen this year so far. With the softball girls, have a volleyball girl also, but with the softball. Now that you say that, Miss Varner. She came to us and said, "Hey, I'm not sure if I'm going to get to go to regionals because we have a softball tournament that weekend." So we start talking to her. No pressure. We're going to let them decide. Then once we started talking about it, she said, "I may be at track. I may tell softball, hey, I got track right now." So hey, and that's a plus for us. That means she's enjoying it. So that's great.
Well, and I think that's good for kids too. And I've talked to a lot of people about this. Part of life's making decisions, and you're going to disappoint somebody regardless, usually when you make that decision. And also, there's always going to be, I guess you would say, repercussions for your decision. And it may be you run a little extra. And I know I've had that in my life when I played sports. I decided to go one sport instead of the other. Usually, though, the coaches are understanding, but it's like, hey, I got this guideline. You're going to have to run a little extra if you do that. But that's okay, right?
Yeah, it's okay. It's not bad.
It's a good life lesson, too.
It's a good lesson there. And these girls, they've been making good choices, and it's worked out for them and us, so it's been okay.
Well, the main thing is you just want the best for the kids.
And that's what I told them. Whatever you want to do, let's do it. I'm not going to pressure you, and hey, you're in track, you got to come and run for us. You have other interests. I understand. It's okay. Everybody has other interests. You're just using this to maybe stay in shape. Great. Good stuff.
So speaking of other interests, we're getting close to the summer. You're getting close to
summer.
So what are you going to do during the summer? I mean, I'm talking about personally. Like what we got any plans this summer, or are you just looking to get away?
You know, me personally, I have plans, but my wife has other plans. So sorry about that. No, she's already got a trip planned for us. As soon as school gets out, I get to go to Branson, so do that. But after that, my ideal summer is going fishing and hitting the lakes. But sometimes I don't get to do all that.
You need a fishing partner. Call me.
Yes.
I'm ready to go. So anything else before you go? And best of luck in all this coming up as far as conference, regional, and hopefully state.
Yeah, just hope we have a good showing at conference tomorrow, just to get the confidence going to build into that regional. By the way, regionals is at Broken Arrow for us this year, so it's going to be a tough regional. Most of the teams there we have, I believe we've ran against. Some of them we have not. I don't remember if we've seen Broken Arrow this year at all, but we've seen Owasso, and we've seen Bartlesville and Bigsby. So there's a lot of big teams going to be there. A lot of big teams. So it's going to be a challenge for us.
Well, as we say all the time in every sport, 6A is a grind.
Yes, it is.
And there's a lot of good talent in every sport in 6A here in the state of Oklahoma, and we're reminded that constantly. Yeah, we are. No doubt. Well, appreciate the time, Coach, and we'll catch you again. And if we don't talk to you again before next year, have a good summer, and you deserve the break. So hopefully you can get there, and hopefully, you get some kids some awards before we get all said and done.
No doubt.
So,
all right. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Coach Brad Parrott, Girls Track, and that's going to do it for today's episode of Coach's Corner. Jordan Woodruff saying so long, and until next time, go Cats.